What's up, turds, nerds, freaks and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame, and welcome back to my channel. I'm genuinely blessed to have you here. If you didn't know, it's football season, and so I wanted to go over some of the most symbolic performances and ceremonies to date so far. I've just chosen a few over the last couple of years. So prepare yourself because there's a whole lot to it. It was announced that Rhianna would be the headliner for 2023 Super Bowl, so I felt it was quite important to go over the most recent Super Bowl and take a look into the symbols within them. The year is 2019. It's headlined by Maroon 5 and none other than Travis Scott. This was before Astroworld. It seems as though there was these green comet, meteors or whatever flying through the sky, and then real fire hits the stage. This one is a bit more tame and a bit more plain, but of course lots of flames. SpongeBob is also in it for a few moments, as SpongeBob is the one that introduces Travis Scott as well as Squidward, and that's just hilarious to me. It just shows how they try and involve the children as well. See, as I stated, there were green falling comet on a large screen flying to the city, and then Travis Scott appears on the stage out of a burst of fire and starts to sing Sicko Mode. There's a very militant drum line, and we'll see a lot of that, as well as pyrotechnics, which to a degree I understand, but it genuinely looked like they had exploded the arena, you know? The year is now 2020, and it would be Shakira and J-Lo's turn to perform for the masses. This one in the beginning was rather boring, but as it gets towards the end, it gets pretty serious. And they're in this like petri dish, again dressed in red, bathed in red for whatever reason. And the start with the dish looks like blood cells to me. They're also in these ritualistic circles, as per usual. In this performance, Shakira ties a rope around her hands and uses it to dance. Maybe it was just a crafty part of the show, but I truly believe that that has a deeper meaning as well. Oh hey, check it out, it's our sun. That makes me nervous. And did you see the stars around it by chance? Oh look, more dressed and bathed in red.
Let's play that again.
If you watch the Super Bowl, this tongue whale is probably one of the only things that you remember from this one, which makes sense because for those who don't know, that can also imply mother goddess worship, the mother of ceaseless creation. She has disheveled hair, and that forms a curtain of illusion, the fabric of space-time itself. If you thought that was strange, well, prepare your tummies because it only gets weirder from here. So we see another portal with symbols in it, and then J-Lo comes out on a pole, immediately drops her clothes because undressing is part of it too. And we all know nothing says bad girl like pleather and neon skirts. A lot of this performance comes off as very tribal. Lots of things about the sun surrounded by stars, Shiva and this tongue flip and more tribal things, and then the portal, it's purple. And there's literally, like, look at some of these scenes, you guys. We also see the parting of the sea a lot, and even the parting of the cheeks. I can't even believe that this was, like, shown on TV. I'm surprised that it was allowed. Oh, look at that. More portal. Interesting. But this time, they would go further. Yes. To me, this one, again, looks like the Petri dish. There's bodies moving all around. It could be taken in a couple different ways. This part reminds me of the Tower of Babel. Let me know what you think, because it's a bunch of bodies climbing on top of one another, and then J-Lo goes up the pole and, you know, does the sign of the cross for whatever reason. You know, that's a little strange. And then people are like floating up to one another and trying to reach out to grab J-Lo, but they cannot reach. So again, it looks like a mountain of people trying to climb up to J-Lo to get to freedom. And last time warning you guys, it's gonna get bad. So I totally forgot that this part even existed. If this is somehow about J-Lo and Shakira's heritage, then, you know, kids in these luminescent cages, yeah, that's not good. I think this one's actually even J-Lo's own daughter. Wow, very interesting indeed. So we see another portal and the sacred circle with the cross and the children, seeming as though they're about to go through said portal, and then there's a light at the end, which, oh my goodness, what is going on? We see a couple more tribal-like dances, and the fact that these women were even in these outfits on stage with children just really blew my mind. Bring out your dad. Bring out your dad. Just kidding. It's only Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem. Who else? Oh yeah, Kendrick was in it. I don't know why they didn't just give this one to Kendrick. I don't know why. I don't know if they were trying to hit everybody in the nostalgias, but it's very curious how there's like so many performers for this one. Yes, I'm well aware that this would have been the 55th Super Bowl. In the very beginning, it starts with comets again in space, something rushing to Earth and about to explode, right? But we also see like an electrical outage. We also see Snoop Dogg in that picture morphing into a dog and back. Then we see Dre with some NPCs, Snoop with some cheerleaders, nothing new. And Eve After Dark pops up, and that they must have wanted to show it off because it was purposely put there. And then everything goes purge, and we get 50 Cent hanging upside down, looking like he doesn't want to be there, looking like it's a mistake, looking like he took a wrong turn and he ended up here. Gee, why is he inverted? Why would he be hanging upside down? Well, to me, it looked like he had some regrets, I'll tell you that. He was like, why am I doing this? Another curious thing is they're clearly on this mock model building, which looks like a model home on top of a city, and we know it's a city because of the dancers on the floor when we see it, and because of this very next part when it comes to Kendrick Lamar. And yes, we do see Mary for just a moment, but then it goes straight to Kendrick, who of course would have the most visually symbolic moments. So he has the militant look. They're walking all over the city. They all have bleach blonde hair. They're all jamming. He is leading the pack. It's curious. And if you could see on their stashes, it said Dre Day, and I looked up what Dre would mean, and it seems as though that would stand for man. So I wonder what Man Day means. What do you guys think? What do you think about the militant dancing? Here comes Eminem, also looking like he's confused. Oh, they're pointing to the sky again. I wonder if they're telling you guys to look up. They're always pointing to the sky. Oh, Daisy, it's 'cause of Jesus. Oh yeah, okay, sure, yeah, okay. So we see the mock building, and I do like the idea because you can do different stages, but it's all very curious, all very telling. And even the end wraps up with that power outage and the comet flying back to space. In the beginning, as Dre is coming out, it actually looks like a testing facility as well. And the runner-up for the most symbolic halftime show to date would be, of course, The Weeknd of 2022. This Super Bowl has so many. It's curious because it starts with Las Vegas, and many are still very upset about what happened in Vegas in 2017. So it seemed like a choice. We see the city, and then this demonic angel, apparently a fallen angel, falls down to the city, joins in a chorus, and we see The Weeknd come out from this whole ordeal. And it's split again like the sea. Interesting. And in the city, certain words are lit up, like touch and alone. And that's really interesting because we had all been alone for quite a long time now. And it seems as though they're just reinforcing that and throwing it in our faces to reassure us, yes, you are alone. You are lonely. Oh, gee golly, thanks. I've never been more depressed in my life. And it's interesting because that city also ends up looking like a mass grave site. The Weeknd then goes into this golden room with all these weird and freakish men with masks on their face. And in this area, it says words again, like alone, and so on and so forth. Lots of arrows. Very strange. And towards the end, these zombie men, these NPCs of the weekends, they follow him, they dance erratically, but it's still in motion, and we have more military symbolism as well. And of course, we cannot forget the most symbolic Super Bowl show we have seen to date. We see the parting of the Red Sea again with these balloons that started as yellow and turn red as Katie walks by. We see her on a giant animatronic tiger with red eyes that's golden and very sus. Her outfit is of flames, and that is significant as well because the fire is always burning during these performances, ceremonies, rituals, you know. Oh, and by the way, Lenny Kravitz and Missy Elliott were in this one, which again, totally forgot about because of the symbolism that was so strong in the beginning. Like you can't even forget something like that. And I think that was likely done on purpose, obviously. And poor Missy, the whole time she's like, please get away from me. As you guys saw, they were dancing on a large Masonic floor, and they were dressed as chess pieces. Also, very telling. With Rhianna in charge of the next Super Bowl show or headlining it, we can only guess what's to come. Please stay awake, stay aware, and stay well. Thank you so much to my members. You are the coal that makes this train roll, and I genuinely could not do this without you, and I mean that. I really from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I'm so thankful every single day. If you haven't already, I hope by now you will like, subscribe, and even share. Even if you have 3 followers, that's okay. As long as they see that you're sharing the content, they'll know I'm worthy, right? The algorithm gods will see that I exist still, believe it or not. And I'm so sorry to all of you being unsubbed. I will continue to try and contact YouTube or sort it out in any way that I can. It just doesn't seem fair. You've chosen who you wanted to watch, and apparently it's still not good enough for YouTube. Anywho, stay awake, stay aware, stay well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Memberships below for only $2 holla.